Morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name's Nori. I'm coming to you live from the Digital Engineering. This is modded Minecraft Valhelsia 3, and this is our mess. So, uh, those of you that weren't here yesterday morning, we had quite the adventure. Had some new people show up and join the server, some new friends. Had quite the deal going on. Pretty cool. So we're going to continue on with our Saturday morning coffee. Little tunage. Get things going. So we did some work yesterday. I'll recap real quick. Did some work in our basement, in our nuclear basement. Because what else do you call it when you stick a reactor down there? So we've expanded it. We've added some mechanism machines. There was a request from one of our new members for a disenchanter. So I think we're going to take a little bit of time real quick this morning. Go take a trip down Industrial Foregoing. Make a couple of machines real quick. And get a secondary pink slime mob farm going. And then the other thing that we started work on yesterday that we will do some more today, hopefully, is going to be back here at our concrete factory. Decided to recreate one of I had a create machine a couple mod packs ago that basically took concrete, and so we built this little bit to get our contraption started. So this is just your basic glorified stone processor, stone generation. Oop. Nice little lag spike. Really should learn to wait. But yeah, so this guy will generate us cobblestone, which is a primary ingredient in concrete. I think we're going to swap out this power system for a windmill, just so that it's always capable of running. But the other things I thought about putting in here too was its own flower generation system, so that it can make its own dye, so that people can just walk up and hit the button and then watch it work, and they don't have to bring anything. So we'll see about adding in a color mixer, and we'll take it that much further. But first, industrial foregoing. I think we're going to need, I have no idea what we're going to need. We're going to find out real quick. Now I know Shale has some plastic production already in place, so we can go grab some from her if we really need it bad enough. I don't think we will. Disenchanter. This is the guy. No, that's Celio. Industrial. Am I missing that? Animal. Plant. Crusher. Duplicator. Builder. Extractor. Latex processing. I feel like I'm missing something. There's the enchantment factory. Let's have it the enchantment extractor. Okay. Well, this doesn't actually look that painful, other than the fact that we need 2 pieces, another scrap. Oh, and yeah, I saw it. The pink slime. Okay. Not bad. I know you get pink slime from... Where is the mob killer? generators. Really? There it is. Yeah. Now we can get some pink slime. So we'll start with him first. That's actually fairly easy. On to the because with that in place, then we can grab one of the many spawners we have floating around and go set up a little drop chute. Not that we really need to care about what they drop, but all things in due course. So, just like anything, it is just one problem at a time. Stick with it and keep on moving. Should be everything for that. Now, I know to process the pink slime, we're also going to need it's one of these. Well, let's go see the solution chamber. Need a couple of those. Let's see. You know, the smart thing would be to just be to keep track of what it is that I was doing. About that. Let's go hunting for diamonds. That's what I want. All right. World. Why? That's problematic. We're at a point where nothing wants to work. Okay. For whatever reason, lost focus. Okay. Back to what we were doing. All right. So we are going to need one more power cable. Here. Yes. We're actually probably going to need a couple of these, but we'll do these one at a time as we make the machines to support the need of that. So there's our dissolution chamber. We're going to need that. And It's going to be good enough for right now. That should be good enough for right now. We can bucket the rest of that. We have our slaughter factory. We will need a plug for power. One of these guys. Everything else. There we go. Power. And then let's go see if we can find a spawner. See what spawner we want to use today. And for anybody watching, if you manage to collect some of these mine colony pirate spawners, if you put them back down again, they don't work to generate new pirates. We were trying that to see if we could get a regular, steady farm supply of books from like the captains and whatnot. They spawn once and that's it. So that's not very practical, but they are practical if you put them down. Let's grab this guy, and we'll wonk him with a zombie spawner egg, and we'll make it a zombie spawn. And so that will work just fine. We'll probably need something for storage and fluid collection, but we'll worry about that in just a few moments. I'm not that terribly concerned about it. So we'll come back down here to our farming area, because where else would you put something like this? And let's get our faster tool. We don't want to wait forever at this. Let's work. Some light sources. This is a good height. So we are going to do this nice and easy. We're not going to do anything crazy here. I know, people are disappointed. No craziness? Come on. We don't need crazy for this. Let's tune this guy down just a little bit. So we'll go with the simple little 5x5 square. Actually, I think we can do 3x. And then, yeah, I think it'll work in a 3x3, and it still won't escape too bad. So we'll do it that way. So I think the 5x5 is going to be better for the water flow. Now I got traces to make. I hate traces. All right, we have a bucket at least. Bucket. What am I thinking? Bucket. Yeah, that's not one more out. That's all right. Water flow dynamics. There, that should do. Perfect. That's what we want to see. All right, so 4 out. All right, so that pushes us right back. That's all right. We can move our stairs back. It'll be just fine. People can remind me that I did something stupid and didn't bother to count out before I put everything in place. It's all good. But this is why we have coffee first thing in the morning. Oh. You. Just gonna mess with the... It's alright. All good. I think we wanted to go up one more row anyways. It's not. This is going to be the same. No, not slow. Gotta remember that he started making those, so I don't have to make buckets anymore. There we go. Now the stairs have been moved back. That should be fun. All right. So, there. I think this guy faces like that. Oh, perfect. And we get some power. And all we have to do is pump out his stuff. It's not. Ran out of water. That's fabulous. It's all right. Just fine. Oh, look at that. Nice. There. Now all we need is that. The lights. See, there's the pirates. And as soon as they go to spawn in, they vanish because the mine colony spawners will prevent them from doing anything. It's fine. We will just tag it with the spawn egg. Put our little capture block right there. And then wait for the zombies. Alright, and so what we should do is pump this fluid out into 2 different... Look at that. Well, Mr. Zombie. And now we've got pink slime. So let's go get us some capture tanks. Where do we want to stick them in? Let's see. This should be good enough. We can always upgrade those as we need to. What's the need for that? Yeah. I'm not making any of those right now. These should be big enough. No. Oh, I know. Yeah, I'm going to want fluid pipe. At least one anyways. Probably in one of my bags. Nope. There they are. They're in the wrong bag. I only need one of those guys. And then let's see. I don't see my tool anywhere. This means I've stuck it somewhere funny again. Didn't stick it in that bag. There it is. Stuck somewhere funny. Got more wrenches, pickaxes, and swords. I know what shake a stick at some days. Alright. Now we will have a little bit of fun here, because what we will do is we'll stick one tank right there. And we will put the other one right here like that. And then let's see. Meat. Morning, Katea. Bottom. Top. No. Is that, well, no, I guess it's the other side, isn't it? Right. That's, yeah, it's the north side. So meat goes out the north. And then we will push the pink slime out the bottom. But that's not going to work because Mechanism wants you to extract it yourself. All right. So now we have pink slime and we have liquid meat. Anybody wants it? Back in there, so when I go looking for it later, I'll find it. I don't forget about it later. Now, one thing that we could do, so we can see there's a set of values on this spawner. So like delay, max delay, spawn count, max nearby enemies, that sort of thing. You can actually go and yeah. Stop bouncing around. We could actually take and improve those values. So if you open up and go and we look at spawners, because we have mod pack has a way to modify these spawners. So we can add like speed upgrades to it, which will decrease the spawn delay, which means we'll get more zombies faster. We can add ender bottles to get more spawns per cycle. We can add these runes to make it so that it will allow you to get more yeah, I wasn't really worried about them. I was looking more at making upgrades to the spawner so that we get more spawns out of there faster. Like this farm over here pretty much runs like non-stop, but I've got a bunch of skeleton spawners up there. And while that's nice, it's there's like 9 skeleton spawners up there. Conversely, the blaze farm over here only has 2 spawners up there. No, 4 spawners. I went and found the rest of them. But those ones are unmodified. They don't really push out a whole lot. You kind of have to stand down here constantly to get it and wait for them. But as much as I use blaze rods, that farm doesn't bother me as much. I'd like to get the pink slime farm to work a little bit faster. Since this only has 1 spawner in it. So if I go make some modifiers for the spawner, then we can get that guy to behave a little better. So we will zip over here. I think I have speed already in here. I have 1. Can I at least get 2? No, I cannot. You want osmium. That should work. There's the crusher. Really should do also upgrade this place and put in the rest of the stuff to connect it to refined storage so that we can just have it auto craft stuff as we need it. And get around to that eventually. 3, that'll give me 4 upgrade. That's fine. 4 should work. Speed. Alright, do we have... I think it was the end bottles. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that increases spawn count. That would be the other one we want, is the under air bottles. And that should be good enough to modify that spawner. We get a nice healthy little production. Oh look, it's dark time. Yeah, I think you're right, Zodicus. I think if we turn on the view distance for this guy, yeah, that actually goes all the way up to the top. So bouncing around is not really going to phase too much. So now if you look, the max delay has gone down from 800 down to 720. And we can increase the spawn counts to 8. The only one I think we can't really mess around with is the nearby enemy values. Oh, I guess we can. Get some runes. That's the question, is if I even have any runes. Let's see what we have. Keep waiting for somebody to point out to me that I've got a wireless crafting thing. I don't have to run back here. We have 3. 3 will work. I guess that's what I've got left over from my last round. But these guys should all be done. We can make at least 2 more speed upgrades. Don't want to wait for my pink slime. It's only 500 millibuckets, but still 500 millibuckets I don't want to have to wait for. Let's see. So, nearby enemy, so we'll take him up to 8. That will help it there, and then, because right now we don't have the doesn't require player nearby added to that. Mostly because I think that one, if I recall correctly, is a very painful one to make. Yeah, the dark matter. So we could do an anchor and ignore. So I think that's what we'll do. Let's go make an anchor. I'm running back there, and I'm running back there because I'm suspecting that the anchor is going to require something I don't have in one of the machines. So this time there's actually a valid reason to make the run back. Just hate putting diamonds in a crushing machine. It just feels so wrong. There we go. Now, the other way we could have done that is Botania has an agitator block. What's that? They have... Oh, I can never remember what the name of that stupid block is. It is on one of these pages somewhere. It's a living entity. Imbiber. Oh. Sitting there looking for it, and there it is. That guy, Life Imbuer from Britannia. So that one you can also attach to spawners, and it will force the guys down. It will force it to spawn as well. Maybe we should get some glass. We can replace this with glass so we can watch what's going on. I don't think that's going to work so well. Try. Okay. Not really that far out of range? Okay, so we need to go and work on the range on this thing. Apparently, why are you telling me there's no transmitters? Wow, that range is lousy. Oh, that would be why. Yeah, I need to upgrade that. That's not gonna work. Refined. Let's see. Upgrade Silk Touch Fortune. Range upgrade. How many of these we're gonna need around? What, 4 of these? Okay. That should be good enough. Enrichment. Don't use these often enough to remember to turn on the splitter. Wonder if Shale's down in the normal channel. All right. Oh, just like that. Here we go. There. That should give us some boosted signal. We should go and hop in a call and see what Shale's doing. Wouldn't be that hard. She's up in the other channel. Good morning, Shale. Still a little too far. I can live with that. That's fine. Morning, Shale. She's in general chat, but she is having some technical difficulties, I think.
Oh, no, I'm not having technical difficulties.
Aha.
I'm just
Not awake yet.
sitting here talking
coffee.
to my microphone turned off.
It is morning coffee.
Yes, I have the coffee. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get my text?
We're ignoring. I see. Okay. And we are generating pink slime. Well, that's fine. I will go. We just stopped in to say hi real quick. So.
Okay. I'll be fine in a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little cranky right now.
That's fine. And so there's well, just go back to what we were doing now. Let's see. Need that. Oh, that's right. So we have dissolution. She's made herself a new friend. And then she can drag to get killed now. Not really. But she's made a new friend. It's all good. Alright, so next thing we need. It's a very possibility. Alright. Back to what we were doing. So we got pink slime generating. What are the other items we are going to need for the enchantment extractor? Oh yes, this guy. But even have nether scraps. This may be a trip to the nether. What I need to do is make myself a semi-precious material box. Oh, looky there. I actually have one. A very expensive machine. Alright, so we got most everything else. This is going to be the thing that's going to set us back. And we need latex. Really? Alright. Well, when you need latex, we can either make our own latex fluid extractor, which we could. Let's just do that real quick. It won't take much. Plant fertilizer, feeder. We can make a fluid extractor. Yeah, or I could use shales. But that means I have to go travel. I've got all of the stuff to whip one up right here. Because the other thing I would have to find is a bucket. And me and buckets are like Shale and her sleeping bags. I make them, they vanish. I make more, they vanish. What is going to be the fastest way there? Well, fastest way there is pop over to the Welcome Center. Yeah, well, the problem here is we need liquid latex, not finished latex, not plastic. So what I need is the stuff that would be here in your latex processing unit that is not there because it is crunching it down. I'm not ripping your machine apart. On top of that, it looks like you ran out of trees. No. It's not that I ran out of trees. It's just not firing. That way. Okay. There, we'll just turn this one off. We'll wait for a few moments. It'll fill up really quick. It'll be fine. Well, that's the problem. I don't think you did anything wrong. That looks like that should just work. Because as these guys should just fire. I don't have... What I need is a button. This will work. Because it definitely... All of that should work. Because the dispensers definitely can dispense. Ooh. Hey, that reminds me. Did I bring those with me? No, I probably didn't. It's probably sitting in the other box I put on the floor back at the house. It's all right. Yeah, because that should pulse some fire. The only thing I can think of is that, for whatever reason, you're not in the area, maybe. So when it strips it out, it fails to fire. I don't know. We'd have to sit here and watch this stupid thing for... What industrial foregoing needed is a speed improver. Care about range. Oh, they do have a speed tier. So I'm gonna take latex. I don't know. Nope. Let's see. How do you want to color what? most cases you use. I have not seen your emeralds. There we go. Yeah, we definitely need to make a fluid extractor to put over here, just because I think this machine's gonna. We should make a second one of these. And I can have one for latex and one for not. That's a thought. That's a thought we'll have to have for later. Okay. Right, this guy. Oh, I don't think you can color tools like that. I don't know of a way to dye weapons. Let's see what recipes we can use this with. Yeah, I don't think you can dye them. I mean, you could change the color of the enchantment that's on them. I mean, you could enchant it and then use a Corellium or other tool to change the color of the enchantment rainbow effect. That would get you a different color. So instead of being a little flashy purple, you could make it different color. That different color. It's like using a rune to color it in an anvil. All right, 2 iron. Oh, how nice. I think I need 2 pieces of plastic for this. Yes. We all have those days. It's all good. Everything will be all right. And then in the meantime, we'll run back over here. Give me a tank. Now, Zodicus is out playing with lava today. All right. So we have that. Industrial. So what we need is that guy. We'll just put him over in our favorite section so we'll know, but remember where he's at. Have that. 2 pieces of plastic and 2 netherite chunks. Plastic. Is that it? Because I am just not keeping track of everything. Gold. Watch, I don't have any gold in the system. Nope. Well, I know what we got to do next. Get some gold. That is a very expensive recipe. So then the only other thing I think we need is the pink slime for it. Yep. So let's go check on our pink slime. Pinky slime, pinky slime. $280, not nearly enough. Alright. Who's got me spawn blocked? What I probably should have done is just brought it over here and plugged it in next to these guys. But I didn't really want to mess with my bone meal farm too much, so there's that. So we should make a bunch of speed upgrades. Just didn't get it quite where we wanted it at. I'm just gonna yeah, learn to type. Stick that guy right over there, because oh, that's right. Yep. It would be nice if they had this guy set in there. Alright, so Zodicus is having fun with Tetra today. I don't know what you can use liquid meat for. We're making it. We should see what we can do with this stuff. the answer is not a whole lot. It doesn't look like. I see. It's strictly for making a meat generator. Well, if so I've got some scraps over here somewhere. Well, I know I have scraps because we just use scraps to make the thing. One of the pieces that we need for this contraption here. Shayla's not having a good morning. She has misplaced her boxes. Ooh. Yeah, our bone meal factory is... it's a little overproductive, I think. Right. We're just going to walk away from that. So liquid meat's only used for making a meat generator. Ah. Just spread them out and craft away. All right. I'll put some of this stuff away. Aha. Well, we know what. Yep. So Zoda is definitely working on his Tetra stuff today. He is deep underground. Deep, deep. Wonder if I hang out. I think this is close enough nearby that I should be able to go and do some work on the cement factory while that is running. And we'll just have to come back and check it in a little bit. Because right now it's like a boiling pot of water, and it is not behaving itself. So, where did we leave off last night on this? Oh, yes. So, right. We need to power this thing first. Really? All right, come on back down, Mr. Birdie. You know you want to. Okay, go away. Let's see. Fuel. Did not put any fuel sources in. Ah, there we go. Little fuel in there. Now, if I remember correctly, it's push the button. And watch it from the other side, because it'll be more interesting. Yes. The interesting thing is it's actually making stone as quickly as it's carving it up. So that worked out really well. Do you want to see how much cobblestone we are getting per pass? That should finish it up. It should come right up here. And then it'll wait. I think I've got this tuned a little high, but that's all right. Yeah, it was definitely tuned a little long. 90 meters is definitely far too much. Let's do 70. Basically, we don't want it to stop midway back. You need to come all the way back. And for whatever reason, when you're running these sequence gear shifts, it uses the distance traveled as a timing. It doesn't actually measure the distance traveled. It's like, how long does it take to do a cycle? Yeah. Now we have to wait for it. So now it becomes a timing matter. There, it stopped. And there it chugs right on back. Now we'll see if that's the right speed. Right amount of timing. But yeah, this thing could literally just run back and forth. Because no sooner does it pick it up, it's making a new one. Now this is one of those, you gotta be careful because you can't just leave this running all the time. Like the rest of the create contraptions, once the chunk unloads, this machine will stop in a very funny place and will mess up whatever contraption you've got it built into doing. So it's definitely a good idea to just make certain it's only doing full cycles. Ooh. Or did it break? It just broke something. Okay, so 70 meters is definitely too far too, but not by much. So we can do 60 and call that a day. Gotta get our timing down right, and so looks like 2.5 stacks. Two and a half stacks per pass. That's not too bad. But then too, I think some of that stacks is from it running all the way out here. Now, ooh, don't get stuck down in there. I think what we could do is instead of wait, we can put it on a time delay. Just let it run to the end, wait 2 seconds, and then roll back. Okay, so there it hit the end. Oh, and now the timing's actually pretty spot on. The nice thing is it doesn't look like it's actually drilling the back half as it comes through, so it's just making one clean pass. Now we just need to make certain that it dumps when it gets to the other end. Oh, that's a problem. That would be a big problem. There's my super glue. Really? In the middle of broad daylight. Oh, you've seen it first. These things are weird. Yeah, I should have had that in there. Okay, so it looks like it's more like a stack and a quarter. I actually think I can live with that too. Would have been nice if it was just a clean stack, but alright. Let's change this to a time delay of, let's say, 2 ticks. I did Tetra a while ago. There we go. Ooh, he's got a obsidian hammer. Okay, so definitely looks like 1 tick is probably going to be a little too fast. That definitely has better the behavior I want for the stone grinder. Okay. It's very important to get this part of the whole machine right, because this is what's going to lay out the foundation. Because whatever this guy produces, when it gets to the back end here, basically going to be what we have to work with per cycle of the machine. And that stopped in a funny place. Why did that stop there? Because this timing is not quite enough. 65. Why do I only have... Oh, because it didn't finish unloading everything. Alright. So I think that timing should be a little bit better. I think I have a whole bunch of stuff. And what we should probably do is... just let it run, and we will come back for it. I need to get rid of all this cobblestone now. But hey, at least this time when I'm flying, I'm not face planting myself like I did yesterday morning. That was pretty good. Don't need any of that. Oh, that's why Shale's asking. She's over here floating around. She has come by to visit. Oh, so close. Well, that was awfully nice. I forgot something. Ooh. Ha 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 ha. I have the power. That's the wrong slot. There. Now I'll walk around as evil Skelly Man. Came over here for... oh, yes. I came over here for a reason. Why did I come over here? I came over here because I am going to hang up my skeleton helmet because I am wearing this one now. Don't worry, we will go back to our normal standard armored look after Halloween is over with. Pink slime is such a painful thing. I'll remind myself to send Zoda a bill for this pink slime. Alright. Back to... So the other thing, so that's assuming that we have all of this right now. I don't think it is because it's still stopped in a weird place. I guess we'll take it to 70. Oh, you know what? We'll take it to 65. Oh, stuck behind a block. Aye, Swan. I should probably just sleep. Then I wouldn't have to deal with these guys. But, you know, that almost makes too much sense. Hold still, you. Aha, beat it to the sunlight. Alright. Sword. Did you get lined back up correctly now? I'm gonna be excited now. I am not going to learn how to jump correctly. Yes, it has lined itself back up. Alright. So, let's make certain everything is empty. You know what, we're going to move this to 70 anyways. Hopefully this should give us our nice clean run. And we can just build this into the floor. The other thing that we'll want to do is, I think, put in a... Here we are. I think we're going to put in a windmill out here. I think that's the way I powered the last one, with a windmill. And that just makes life easier because we don't have to worry about anything funny. Where did that one came from? Well, so far so good. We're getting a little onesie-twosie fallout, but that's alright. Too much to worry about. You definitely got to replace this hopper with a chute, because he's slow. I think maybe that's what could be holding up transfer time. And I'm pretty positive that's exactly what's holding up transfer time. Yep. And then it stops because, well, you can't move it out fast enough. All right. So, we have an idea of what's causing a lot of the headaches. Okay. So we should be able to do like that. There's a chute. Yeah, it's really kind of important to make certain that you empty that thing in as fast as possible. Otherwise, it will, see, mess up with all of your timings. Nothing will work right. And then you spend a lot of time just trying to going, what in the world's going on? All right. You still set for 7? Yep. Okay. Run on through. That should actually... Oh, ow, hot, hot, hot. Okay, that's the first time I've seen that happen. We're waiting for ticks. Back up and going. I need to take off that sticky bit in front. That's probably what's messing up some weird things. That's alright. We'll get to it. Maybe this time we'll keep from setting ourselves on fire. Leave anything, nothing was left in there. Beautiful. And we got that much cobblestone. Now let's see if what we're dealing with that lava flow is a fluke or if it's a permanent thing. Ooh, that's not pretty good. Now, why is that behaving that way all of a sudden? Say all of a sudden, it may not be all of a sudden. It may have always been doing that, and I've just never noticed it. But I don't think that's the case. Ow. Stab me. Just want the water. There, I think I got it fixed now. What a pain, what a pain, what a pain. Back in there. I can just keep it. I don't care. Pink slime. You want pink slime. We need something to go right for a change. I hate timings. Like race conditions. Alright. We just need 500. Come on, lucky 5. There it is. I can only pull 400 out. You know what? That's alright. Just swap them. I wanted a half a bucket, dude. Alright. And that should be making that. And that should be the last piece that we need. Oh. Aha. There's a hole. Get ourselves a cable. Oh. Yes, that's what we want. The enchantment extractor. Oh. The bush. one thing, it's another. Books. What else do we need? Bricks. The bricks. We have a very expensive machine that we have now made. Hey, looky there. Zynga has showed up on the server. All right. We got one project done. We have an enchantment extractor. I don't... looks like he's logging in. Let's go jump into call. Let's see what's going on.
So we'll see.
Looks like you're
Okay.
logging in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's joining now.
Yeah, I can see you in the
Yep, there I am.
town list.
Oh,
Yeah,
now
those
I
solar
gotta
flares are
get
just
my wife
messing.
on.
The solar flares are messing with everybody right now.
Yeah, that's got to be it, because normally we have no problem. So, both of us tried getting on, and it went to encrypting and just sat there. So.
Yeah, your ping time spiked up, but it looks like it's coming back down, settling in again. Yeah, I'm thinking this got to do with those solar flare activities going on. They've been messing with our connectivity as well.
So I put books on using an anvil, right?
Yes.
I hope I have enough levels.
Yeah, there he's settling back in. All right, so we need books now. Well, that should be easy enough.
I need indestructible, which I don't have.
I need string. Oh, I know I can get lots of string. Lots of string for me. Yeah, nah. So I don't think anybody uses brown wool for anything. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good. Now paper. I will load up the enchantment extractor. See, I kind of miss not having there's that one Ender bookshelf. Remember those?
Yep.
Oh yes. Paper farm. Oh, wow. We're a little
Hear me?
full up on
Oh,
paper.
can you hear
Yep.
me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember having bookshelves that you could actually put your books on, you know.
Yeah, from Biblio. I like those.
Yeah, this one doesn't seem to have any bookshelves. You got to put them in a chest or something.
Yep. The one the last mod pack, I think the one we were playing, had these ender bookshelves that would you could just stick the whole. It was its own little storage system, so it had like a center point, kind of like Refine does, or like the storage drawers do, where you could just hit the book right in the center, and it actually strips the enchant off the book and then gives you back the book, so you can go use it again. And then if you wanted an enchant, you just walk up and you pick the enchant that you want, and you just hand it a book and it gets you back the enchant. It's actually a very cool system.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
It was great because I could hook it up next to the Industrial Foregoings fishing machine, and so as it would fish up the enchants, you could just feed it the books, and then you collect the empty books on the outside and just load this thing up with enchants.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, on all the mod 6, I had it. They had the disenchanter and the, I think it was a diamond anvil that would repair your
Yep.
stuff with power. I had those hooked up. It would repair the armor because I had a mob farm. Repair the armor that I got from them. Then send it to the disenchanter and disenchant it, and send the books to my inventory and the armor to um, a salvager, and I would get all the resources, the iron and gold and stuff from that.
Yeah, that makes for a fairly nice little self-contained system. You don't have to do too much with that.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I didn't have to go get iron forever.
Yeah.
I would repair the armor because it's usually almost all the way destroyed or damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And if it was damaged, you get less for it when you salvage it. So I repair it and then I salvage it.
Yep. Yeah, we I had a pretty similar system set up in that one as well. I don't know that I was repairing anything I was salvaging, but oh, I did not account for those guys. Ooh.
Oh. You didn't account for the little kids? You forgot about them?
No, I forgot about them. Walking in, there's a little zombie minion running around. I'm like, oh, hello, you.
I gotta find my other where I've got some more.
Let's get some trapdoors real quick. We only need 2.
That's still right somewhere.
There we go.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
Yep. There. Nice and secure. All right. No, Zoda was looking for a disenchanting, an enchantment stripper machine. Just whipped one up this morning.
Oh, you just whipped one up this morning?
That's right. Just whipped one up. I had nothing better to do, so made a little pink slime farm.
Nice. Yeah, my wife's her computer is newer than mine and everything, and it faster and Everything it just goes to encrypting and sits there. I might have to restart it again.
Say that again.
Oh, I was saying my wife's computer is doing the same thing still. It's going to encrypting and just sits there.
I can see your ping times are stabilizing. Hang on. Let's see what is going on at the server level. We'll look at the console. Resources is low. Interesting enough. Okay, so last message I've got for your wife is it said it took too long, so it's almost like the ping times over there is a little sluggish.
That could be it because we're having, like you said, that solar flare. So
Yeah, it's been playing all kinds of fits with even us connecting. It's been taking me like 3 times longer to get connected into the server, and I've been having a lot more lag spikes this weekend than I normally have had. So I don't know. I mean, your ping times are probably 3 times higher than everybody else's.
what's my ping time? I'm not at my computer, so.
You're at 140 milliseconds.
Oh yeah, that's pretty high.
Zoda is at 62 milliseconds. And then myself and Shale are at 32 and 40 respectively.
Yeah, normally that's where we are, and that's where Zoda is too. Oh.
Yeah, I know when Zoda joined us yesterday morning, I think before a lot of the solar flare activity, he was sitting at about 20 to 32. He was getting some really good ping times. And instead, normally my ping times are like 15 to 20. So
that's really good.
There's definitely some, I think there's definitely some networking issues going on here. I've definitely been a lot more laggier last little bit.
Well, they said it was gonna wreak havoc with the infrastructure.
Again?
What's the matter? Oh, yeah, that's a problem.
I just fixed it too.
So I don't know.
That's the problem.
If I call my internet company and tell them that it's running sluggish, they'll just say that it's because of the solar flares, and wait till after that.
Yep.
You know how long that's supposed to last?
It's just this weekend, I think.
I think it's just today. It'll be better tomorrow, I think. I don't remember if it's tomorrow or Tuesday. It started last night or late yesterday afternoon. Can't remember. I can go read the article again. Yeah, okay. What did I do with that Cellerite piece?
Problem is that water does not want to go all the way across anymore.
loves you.
Oh, did y'all talk to Zoda this morning?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, did he tell you my son got on last night a little bit?
No.
Yeah, when my son got home from work, he got on to check it out, and I don't know, the last couple of times that we've tried playing, even on a single player where we do the LAN with my wife,
Uh-huh.
um, he gets on and is just so much lag that he can't even move, and that's how it was last night. But it's just him.
So one of the things that we have, I can say, is that when you do a modded mind pack, the memory that you put in place for there to use is very important. And so CurseForge, I know, has a tendency to by default for the profile to set it to use the system memory, and the system memory actually does not give it enough resources. And so, especially like larger mod packs like Valhelsia 3 that have 100, 200 plus mods, you really need to go uncheck the system resources and give it some dedicated memory. So you just go under
you can.
the profile and you edit that.
You're talking about going to the settings there on the CurseForge,
Yes.
and change it there. Yeah, we usually crank it up there.
Yeah. That's about the only other bit of advice that I have with regards to that, because that's where I notice a lot of times, even my son, who gets on and plays every now and again, he runs into the problem, and it's like, okay, did you go change your memory? Oh no, I forgot to go do that. And as soon as he cranks it up, life is good again.
Yeah, he's good for forgetting.
Yeah. What next time we do it, I'll make sure that his is up just to see how it works. Because usually he does. Every time I go in there, mine stays where I set it. So.
Ooh, oh.
Wow, we have the
about to kill
biggest and
myself.
beefiest Minecraft server money can buy. So that's, I don't know. That's it. There's no way you can't increase the server.
Oh yeah, I didn't think it was a server. It's something on his end, because when we play just LAN in the house here, he's got lag. So it's something on his end.
Yeah, it sounds like it. The only other suggestion that I would make, would be to check his hard drive, and because if he's probably running a Windows machine, and if his hard drive is running a little full, Windows has an issue where it wants to run the memory for the system off the hard drive, and if you run out of space on the hard drive or get really close, it won't allocate the virtual memory, and so you start having real bad lag and memory issues that way too.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I bet you he's pretty full, because he does have a lot of games. So
that was the other one that Katoa ran into, and he was actually on playing yesterday. He's like, I got no lag. I'm like, oh, what did you do? Oh, I went and cleaned out my hard drive. Oh, okay. That'll do it.
Oh, yeah. Sana's even worse than he is about that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's see.
That should fix
I need
everything.
this. That goes in the how do I do that? Okay. I need to go find some more stellarite. On my last piece. Don't have enough to do it all.
Go away, birds. Why did you stop right there?
I just need to get efficiency 2. Gotta find efficiency 2.
Gotta find my bag and sleep so it will leave me alone. Because I haven't been sleeping enough, and so I'm getting attacked by the birds at night.
Sorry.
That's not anybody else's fault but my own. Alright, are you gonna behave yourself now?
Nope. I don't know how.
Did you say you don't know how?
I don't know how.
No, she definitely doesn't know how. That is not one of her special abilities.
Oh, I'm such a stick in the mud anyway. It's not like my misbehavior is all that bad.
Nope.
I don't know. You play Minecraft. It's pretty wild.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So...
Alright, that does it. I'm just... That row's coming out. I'm not gonna deal with that.
doesn't belong in there. I'm going to go looking for that, not be able to find it. Pull my hair out. I still can't believe I can't find it. My crate full of posies. What's that?
Just gonna push that row in. Block. That is how we will solve this particular problem.
Somehow I managed to lose all my crates again. How did... Where... I don't understand.
What?
You gave me a stack of crates. I gave half of them to Bazinga. The other half I had on me. I used them. And I have managed to lose them.
Well, that's not unusual for you.
Yeah, but I need them. That's it. Storage has to happen.
Did you put them in your storage system?
No, I had them with me over when I was trading with the villagers to get experience and emeralds so I could get books and put enchants on my... I gave my diamond Paxel that had Silk Touch and Efficiency 4 and I don't remember what else on it to Zoda last night. And I needed to make a new axe, which I promptly used, and so now I can't put indestructible on it, I don't think.
Yeah, just repair it.
Yep.
How?
Whatever the axe is made of in an anvil.
Oh. Diamond. I have to get some more diamond. My stuff is a mess. That's all I know. And I need to make the storage system. And I had started. Let's see. So I have a crusher, an infuser, and a smelter.
Alright, let's see if this will behave correctly now. It won't because there's no fuel.
What's the storage again?
What do you mean?
Computer and the grid and
That's refined.
stuff. I have a bad case of CRS.
Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah. Oh, this thing's such a pain in the neck. It's very fiddly. It's all timings. And I hate timings. Alright. Well, we are going to go pester people. We're going to leave this alone for right now because it's just going to really torque me off. So let's go pester some people. Oh, look, there's a sheep. Oh, hey, look, Bazinga's really come down.
What am I doing?
You're about
You're,
87 milliseconds now.
Oh, nice. I don't know. I'm still trying to get my Wi-Fi. It either when I click to join, it'll pop up and say that it was kicked for something or whatever. I can't remember what. It's not something big, and then it other times it'll just sit there on encrypting forever. So
Yeah, I have had that problem yesterday and today too. I don't know.
Took too long.
yeah.
Yeah, every last one of these I see for her is took too long to log in. I don't see anything that would. Yeah.
Can you make it where it gives you a little more time to log in? Maybe that would help.
Well, if I do, I'd have to restart the server.
No.
That's on startup. That's
Yeah, no, that's fine. Well, it'll get eventually. It'll get either that, or she'll just play on her single player world a little bit.
Oh, I feel kind of
Oh,
bad.
last night I was flying around, and she's like, "Was that you?" I'm like, "Was that me? What?" She's like, "That just flew past me." I'm like, yeah. She's like, "I want to fly." I'm like, "You need to learn how to walk and run and climb stairs first."
Okay, so we need to make her a mantle as well then, I see. Alright. I we'll get the stuffs together. I got to make my own mantle again.
What happened to yours?
Huh? Well, the one I was using, I gave it to you.
Oh, I thought you just cloned it.
No, so the one that Zoda has was my original one that I had made back when I made one for myself and Shale. I cloned Zoda's and kept that one, and then turned around and gave that one to you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it greatly.
It's all good. It's not like these things are difficult to make or anything. Not bad. Let's see.
Oh, here she comes. It went from encrypting to loading to rain.
There you go. Yeah, I suspect once these solar flares and everything start to ease up, and a lot of the interference going on out there, that this will get better for everybody.
Now, in a couple of weeks, y'all aren't going to get bored and say, I think we're going to reset the server or something, huh?
No.
No.
The plans, when we put this server and this mod pack together, we decided we were going to run it for at least a year. And so it's still a couple, like I think July of next year is when we'll start to reevaluate whether or not, if people are still enjoying it and having a good time.
We'll probably evaluate it in June, and then, or earlier if somebody is like, if people are really like over it, but probably June, and then we'll all figure out which mod pack we want to play next.
Okay,
It's going to be
good.
hard. It's going to be hard when 18 comes out. That's why we have the second server. That's why we have more than one of those servers. Anyway.
But no, there's not a plan to, we're bored. We've done everything there is done. We're done. That's not wasn't the purpose of this. So we've given it at least a year that we were going to be on this, and then we figured we would reevaluate at that point. And if we had a bunch of people on the server, great. Then there would be more people to add their opinions on it. We would do discussions and votes. And if people are like, no, there's still tons of things I want to do. I want to sit on this thing for another year. Fine, then we'll sit here for for longer. Or not.
Okay, yeah, because we were talking. We've talked a few times on the other server we were on, and we think that's what happened. Is the guy that was running the server, he got bored because he built his mine colony and everything, and was like, okay, and we think he got bored and just quit, and I think that's what happened. He just didn't want to say that he's bored and wants to quit.
Yeah. No.
I can see that. I just that's not been our plans. Our plans has always been, we wanted to build a community, people that we can game with on a regular basis, and Minecraft had a good community we could get involved with. But more it's like, not just Minecraft, we'd like to do other games. So like Friday nights, we have a Friday night FPS that we do. So sometimes we do Gunfire Reborn. We're trying to get enough people together to do Unfortunate Spaceman, which would be fun. Kind of like Among Us meets... what is that? Unreal Tournament. Yes, that's it.
Uh-huh.
So that's fun. I really like that one.
Yeah, me and my son have played the Among Us, and he's like, I think the world champion at it or something, because he played it forever, and he's like crazy good at it. Me, I'm like, I'm the guy running in circles trying to find where's the engine room at.
Well, yeah, and as soon as the oldest gets her house put back together and they're gaming again at their house, they're going to come play Unfortunate Spaceman with us on Friday nights too, which will be.
But you can get up to like 15 players playing Unfortunate Spaceman.
Yeah.
So it can get to be rather fun. But you know, so that's the sort of thing that we put this whole server together, and then I started streaming as a way to meet new people and to bring more uh, personalities onto the server, meet new people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the long term goal has always been okay. Well, we'll stick with the mod pack for at least a year, and then we'll make a decision as a community where to go from there. You know, if people want to stay because, oh, wait, I'm not quite done, fine, we can stay. We can reevaluate a couple months later or whatnot. Or if people are like, we don't even hit the year mark. Everybody's like, I'm bored. I'm tired of this. This is the one we want to go. Okay, fine. Then we'll switch over. This server is going to be more about the people playing on it and making certain we're all having a good time and interacting and that sort of thing, and less about whether or not we're less about the mod pack. The only changes to that would be is if the mod pack crashes the server, then it's okay. There was a problem. We have to either figure out if we're going to continue to play on the mod packs
like that.
Yeah, that just tear up the server. And they're just not fun to play because they keep crashing like nonstop. And you're like, okay, I'm done fighting with that. That's not going to be the way I'm spending my time. That's always been my big rule is if I spend more time trying to fix the server and the mod packs on it than I get to play, then this is not a good mod pack. We're done. That's the only big rule at play here. If I spend more time fixing it than we're actually playing, then it's just not worth the trouble.
Okay, Soda, is that you?
He has snuck in there.
Yeah, he did.
Hasn't spoken yet.
He may not have had his coffee yet.
I am going to...
Kitty, coffee? I'm on with her cup. You like coffee? I like coffee.
I need more coffee.
There you go.
But I haven't. I'm only halfway through my first cup. Of course, when we say cup, we make 8 cups of coffee and it gets split up between our 2 coffee cups. So there you go.
But I hope that answers your question there, Bazinga, as far as that goes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll just, want to make sure that we're not going to, all get into this and then be like, oh, I'm done.
No. There's always something to do. So, and that's the thing with even like vanilla or whatnot. So let's say you do your mine columns, you get your mine column all the way done. There's still the Twilight Highlands to go through. There's still the Blue Skies to go through. We're trying to keep up to date with all the latest releases that they're putting out. So there's more content that they're releasing into these. There's Blood Magic. I still need to get that Blood Magic down to like the 4th or the 5th tier, and then get the dungeon key stuff going, because then we can go raid dungeons on top of that. And there's all the Valhelsia dungeons, and there is lots of stuff to do. That even once you get your mine colonies done, it's like, okay, then there's all this other stuff. But not everybody wants to do everything that there is to do. I imagine some people have an end goal, and once they reach their end goal, okay, they're done at that point. I've done everything I set out to do. I'm done. I have achieved, and I'm ready for something new. And so what that time frame is going to base from person to person. And so we decided we would just do like seasons, like television seasons. We would run it by year or longer, depending on what the community wanted to do.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, you have pillagers, Oda.
I do?
You do.
Oh,
hello, Mr. Pillagers.
They can stay there.
Rawr, rawr, rawr.
They're not interrupting anything.
It's an armored pillager. He's wearing diamonds. Go away. He dropped an emerald. Thank you.
So, Zoda.
Yeah?
You were asking about that disenchanter yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're set up?
We are set up and ready to roll.
Wonderful.
It even comes pre-equipped with a full stack of books too.
Well, I have a whole stack of armor and I need to run through it. Oh.
That's fine. Yeah, anybody want golden hose with like all kinds of enchants on it? I've got it over here at the bone meal farm.
That's true. Hey, I have determined that this storage thing is not working. So
Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now for myself too.
I can't function anymore. Okay. Oh, I don't remember what I'm doing.
Now you sound like me.
Told you I got a bad case of CARS. Can't remember.
Squat.
Shiitake mushrooms.
Can't remember diddly.
Well, I did find something out last night when I was
What's-
on. The area that I had decided to use is too small. You know, put down our town hall. I was like, wait, where'd all the space go?
Been there,
Hey.
done that.
I can help with
Yeah.
that.
And how's that?
He's got a new fancy dancy tool.
If it's not new, it's old.
Brand new. Shining.
I'm
It
at
is.
one of your places, I think.
One of my places?
I think so, yeah. I'm not at. This is not a normal
True.
place.
Oh, where are you?
I don't know. It didn't pop up and say, that I entered somewhere.
Oh, are you at our first colony?
I don't know. It's in some mountains. There's.
Yes,
Oh.
our abandoned first colony. I know where you are.
I'm trying to
It's
remember if
got-
there's actually a teleporter over there still.
like a warehouse, and it's got it's got a house and a builder and a fortress tower looking thing. Yep.
Oh, somebody should sleep. I'm on my way over there. I think there's still a teleporter over there, isn't there?
No.
I don't know. I was trying to make when I was making Bazinga's share stones. I was supposed to make half of those for him and half of them for me, and I made them all for him. So I still don't have any share stones.
There's a
I'm
illager
out of
wizard
mouse.
over here too.
Yeah, that wouldn't
A
be
villager
surprising.
wizard.
Get that totem
Yeah.
of undying. Yeah,
The
just got-
illager wizard, the one that shoots the little like fairy looking things at you. And then as I was escaping from him, one of those big green drakes or whatever they're called
Yeah,
came
the
swooping at
Nagas.
me. So yeah.
Yes, that's why we abandoned that area.
Yeah.
No, we abandoned that area because you were like, this is not going to work. You were not happy with it, and you kept...
Well, I thought it was a bigger, like, amplified area than it actually was. This is where my supply camp is over here. If you're over where I think you...
Well, if he is, he's not showing up anywhere.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
done
don't-
left.
Oh.
I've
Oh,
found another place now that has a nether portal with some trapdoors blocking it. There's a
He's made it to Katoa's house.
Elfheim portal.
Yep.
Yeah,
Is
that's-
is that Elfheim portal set up to go to Elfheim?
No. You can't go to Elfheim
Um,
anyways until you do the ritual and drink the potion.
Right. The mead.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
that's Dory's son's place that you're at.
I mean, he's got a little house and everything.
Yep.
He gets on a place once in a while, but he all
Aha.
he wants to do in Minecraft is go do dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon after dungeon.
Yeah.
And so he will log into a mod pack with us, and
Yeah.
while we're busy setting up camp, he literally hits every dungeon on the server, and then he's bored.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So he leaves. And he's cleaned everything out.
Yes, we have just
Did
flown
he-
over top of Sandapalooza.
Did he do that on all the mod 6? Because
Yeah.
those are some good dungeons.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. Very quickly.
He went in there. He cleared them all out. He grabbed all the goods for himself. He's like, look at what all I got. And then he's like, okay, I'm done. And then you're like, okay, but crap.
He's got all the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, because, we kind of tend to set up shop for a couple, 3-4 months, and then we go out exploring or not. We're pokey because we're old. It's fine.
Yeah. I take my
Okay.
time.
There you are.
But the great part about this mod pack is a tomb is in it, and there's so much stuff for him to go raid over there, and I could care less about a tomb.
Yeah, there's one barracks after another in a tomb.
Yeah.
And like a ton of stuff. We went over there.
So this
and
is the villager
died
farm,
like
Bazinga.
20 times in 5 minutes, and we were like, "Yep, we're out." Great place for Katoa to go.
Oh, I see. This is kind of weird.
Kind of weird.
That's cool.
Where are you at?
He's at the villager farm.
Oh, okay. Not one of those farmers takes potatoes. We need to fix that. I took an entire crate full of potatoes over there. I couldn't trade any of them.
Well, as long as you don't trade and lock them in, then just come back and check in on them.
Well, I think I've locked them all in except for one.
Well, then
No.
how's that?
Well, because I didn't realize none of them took potatoes.
Yeah, so I found this village out here in the middle of the ocean, and so I started to rip it out and basically made a villager breeding center and everything else from everything that I was extracting from inside the villager farm here.
It's
So
a beautiful
everything-
thing.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is the villager breeder. So there's a lot of villagers downstairs.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about. The cart goes down and yeah.
So the cart goes down on this side, and it will collect the villager, and it comes back out. There's a lot of villagers down there. But no, I was trying to show you, like,
I
right?
have the wrong
So if you need land, I have.
Ah, you have the Wanda Terra Firma.
Yes.
I'm not
So,
that
you know,
far.
We can make all the
there's-
land that you want.
I don't know if there's an well, kind of, because there's mountains around me where I am right now.
Mhm.
Well, you know where I am right now, right?
Yeah, well, I've been over there.
No.
Yeah, there's mountains around it, so I would have to strip down the mountains. I really don't want to strip down the mountain because that's one of the things I liked about it. I like the mountain look.
Yeah.
But there is a river that runs through it and goes the other way, but that goes closer to spawn. So
Over.
I'm just
the
gonna
river.
fly around and see if I can find something. If I do, I'll let you know. We can make it bigger.
Well,
Oh, are you relocating?
Yes.
Yeah, he said the area where he was at was too close to a smelly, noisy guy who's always having parties and just.
Oh.
Yeah. On the
Well,
last
I
server.
could relocate over there near you if it would make you feel better.
Who?
Shale's
who?
looking at tearing up her village and relocating again because that's she's
I don't
not
really
happy.
want to. I don't want to. But my miner is so broken. I just need to pull him up and move him. That's all. I'll be good.
Well, on the last
Of course,
server, I
Zoda could always
relocated.
move over here near the rest of us.
Zoda is happy. He's found a really nice spot.
It is a
Got
very
a lot
nice
of awesome
spot.
resources.
I'm a little jelly.
A fantastic nether portal placement as well. So I'm really
do
happy
you?
with that. Yeah, oh yeah. It's
Where
not
do you?
it's not in basalt, so I'm gonna go with that.
Oh, well, where does it? Does it come out in a crystal forest?
Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What?
I just found a witch's hut. There is going to be a witch farm in our future.
A witch farm.
Yes.
Well, it is Halloween. I mean, come on.
No, he likes it for something, potions or something.
A witch farm gives you all of the. It basically just kills the witch nonstop over and over and over again. And her drops, the witch's drops, are that of potion making supplies, which includes an unlimited supply of redstone.
Ooh. You know,
Redstone, sometimes blaze powder, sometimes.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Mushrooms and glass bottles and
all the cats you want. No.
glistening melons and. No, witch farms are really good things for lots of really cool glowstone powder.
The newest Minecraft right now, base game. I wish Valhelsia 3 adopted it because there is some really nice things you can do with potions with dripstones.
Yep. So the Valhelsia 4 is actually on the latest version.
Yes,
I got
4 is.
mining fatigue just flying over a thing, a monument. I was way up in the air, and they mining fatigued me.
Yep,
time for you to go get another cup of coffee.
Yeah.
No, you're at my house. I see you.
I am?
No, I am.
I'm watching him on Twitch because I'm trying to remember. Okay, I need a grid, a controller, a crafting grid, a pattern grid, a crafting manager.
Well, I can always pop back over and you don't need a crafting manager. You only need a crafting manager if you got it doing automated crafting for you.
You don't even need it for that.
I need 8 million slime balls. Oh, I gotta open up the slime farm again so the guards start killing all the slimes again. I'm gonna need so much slime. I forgot about that.
You know you can make slime with the out of dough and
Yep.
You know?
Yes, but I have a slime chunk in my basement. And so if I just open it back up, then the slimes come out and the
guards kill them
guards
nonstop.
kill them. And then I have tons of slime. I just closed it off because, well,
yeah, she gets
really need
lots
any more
of slime. I make my slime. She gets hers natural.
My guards come down to the basement, kill the slimes.
For processing binders,
sounds good.
That's all you really need.
Yeah, that's the biggest, most expensive thing too. Is the processing binder. Did I? Yes, I did. Haha.
Just been a hot minute since I had to make one of these.
So did y'all do something so that the mantle doesn't run out of mana so you don't fall?
Yeah, I mucked. There's 3 config files on the server that I play around with. The one is for Waystone, so that you can transport on the interior of a dimension free of charge. And then I messed around with the Astral Sorcery to reduce the cost of flight for the Visio Mantle. down to 1. It does cost. You can eventually run out. Just
Oh, I haven't yet. That's great.
it takes a little bit.
I
Well,
usually run out.
When I started playing Astral Sorcery, there was none of the Starlight hooey
No
stuff. And
Starlight
so,
Buoy?
yeah, it was always just unlimited. So when we
Ah,
started playing a mod pack where they put that in there, I was like, this is not working for me.
No, she was not very
Yeah.
happy with it.
I don't mind having to get my own resources and put in the time, but I want flight. I cannot fly with an elytra. If you want a good laugh of watching, the coyote running into a wall and sliding down the face of it over and over again, just make me wear an elytra.
yeah, that's me. I cannot
So
fly with that thing for nothing. I slide along the ground and that's it.
that's kind of one of those conditional. If you want me to play with you, I need to fly. I don't mind waiting. I worked really hard normally for my flight. I didn't in this one. I will say that. Rory worked hard for my flight in this mod pack, but I've done it so many times over the last 3 years.
Oh, I got raiders.
I don't feel the
Southwest.
need
You
to
got
do all the
raiders.
hard work repeatedly.
Yeah, they're not going to last long. They almost never last long.
So,
Well, once I get my bow up and running, it would be a-okay for raiders.
Okay.
Right, Bazinga. We'll get it.
Oh
We'll get
yes.
Oh, there they are.
it. Get a
You-
machine gun.
So you should see how I deal with raiders.
How do you deal with them? I just kill them.
I'll just watch it on the stream. He's doing it right now.
I can't. I'm on my computer looking for a
Oh,
place
the
to live.
gun.
Yeah, he just-
you just make them explode.
Yep. He throws them up in the air, and they all come crashing down to the ground, and they all die except for the captain.
No, that's a mod I haven't really played too much in.
It's not bad. It's I will definitely say as a programmer, it's a little easier for me to figure out what's going on with it. Then
Oh, are
I
you a
think
computer programmer?
yes.
Ah. Well, I got this problem. Yeah.
What everybody says, and then he's like 9
Yep.
times out of 10, he's like, "I am not in IT anymore. Thank you."
I don't do support.
Oh, yeah,
I bought
but-
him a T-shirt that says, "No, I will not fix your computer."
Well, see,
Have you
used
tried
to
turning
be.
it off and turn it back on again?
That's my line right
That's-
there.
Yeah.
Used to be, I was really good at computers. I worked with the IT a lot in when I was in the army, and oh my God, there's so much that's changed. I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this crap. Half the time I'm asking somebody else now. I wasn't IT or nothing, but I was pretty good. I could fix
There you go.
dang near everything. I built computers and stuff, but oh my God, now I'm like, I have no idea.
It ain't ribbon wire anymore.
No.
No, it is in fact not ribbon wire, though I believe we have some somewhere in this house.
I think we all do. Still.
I bet you I do.
Nobody can have my ribbon wire. Thank you very much. That is part of my collection.
Oh, just think about how much we're going to inherit when my dad dies.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
We're going to find boxes with those computers that were in the house in 1975.
Hey, you got that wand of terra firma still?
Yeah. Sits in my inventory. Why?
Can I borrow? You got a creative mana tablet?
I don't have a creative mana tablet, no, but I have a pair of rings that I have a greater band of mana and then the greater band of aura that keeps it charged up
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, can I borrow that?
I don't care.
You got like an industrial chainsaw or something? Because there's lots of trees in the way too.
No.
I
But
have.
I will come help you chop them down if you want.
Okay. And would you happen to have a waystone or something because I forgot one. I
I
found
have
an
a.
area that I believe is big enough and I like it, and
Okay.
I don't have a waystone or anything. I'm like, well, crap.
Well, I
Oh,
can. I'm over at my place. I have a share stone in my bags. If you give me your coordinates, I will fly over to you and bring you.
Okay. Um, my coordinates are 2044794515.
2044.
they're all positive.
Then 79, yes, they're all positive. And
Mm-hmm.
then 4515.
Okay, I'll be there shortly.
And it's very nice. I hear sheep hiding under the trees. Oh, there's some. And there's pigs, and I only saw one drake when I went too far to the side.
Oh, so
And
you're
like a nice mountain.
south.
I'm on the ocean too.
There you go, south and east.
Okay.
Or west.
Oh man.
I thought you wanted to drain out an ocean monument and do that.
Yeah, I thought about that, but that's a lot of work. Yeah.
There is an ocean monument that's drained out. What, are you gonna live in it or something?
Yeah, I was thinking that it would be a fun project one day
Oh.
to drain it out and build a wall around it and build a town around it, like kind of like a church or something.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. I actually have coordinates for a
There's
second ocean monument. I get in with
Oh
you on
no,
that project.
I think I might try that later once I get going. Right now, I'm like with my wife because she needs to learn how to play better. So
Yeah, no, I get it.
okay.
So you went to the southwest. That is the direction you went.
Fishing rods. I have to make fishing
yeah,
rods.
we'll go
Oh,
with
hey,
that.
look. Astria showed up too. A full server.
Who showed up?
Astria managed to get in. His wife managed to get in.
Yeah,
Oh
I got
yeah.
her in earlier. It took a minute, but it finally popped in.
Yeah, I think that the solar flares was just messing with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you're over here he's in a lukewarm. There's a lukewarm ocean flying over. That means you'll have coral for days. All right, I think I'm coming in play here.
I've never used
Four.
coral.
I usually use coral for is for you're gonna get this way still some
I don't know.
more. Oh,
Okay.
wow, that's pretty. For
Oh, I
you
need
got
a
to be
ton of
over here
nether
somewhere.
quartz. I forgot about that to make silicone.
That's what I'm working on for myself right now, too.
In the nether?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like some company?
No.
No?
No, because I need the nether quartz as well. So we'll be feeding off of each other's resources. That would make sense.
um, guys, I
Yeah.
could offer you
Yeah.
both a easier solution for that.
Oh. And what would that be?
So if you go by the Guardian farm,
I see a guy flying.
Oh, that's right. We can put the things through the crusher and get nether quartz.
yes,
I'm all over that. Okay, Guardian Farm. I haven't used this one yet.
Now, Nordy, you see what you're doing there?
Mm-hmm.
Climbing up the ladder?
Yep.
Yeah. When my wife manages to climb up a ladder, then she might be able to fly.
Seriously, what did I do with all of my crates?
It's fun
don't
watching
know.
her climb up the ladder and she falls and falls and falls and falls. So you like this area? Did you check it out?
I was actually checking out the mountain area as I was flying through. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a.
Oh, grab one of those saplings from the lavender forest right there. I don't have one of those yet.
Hmm?
The
Well, I think we're
lavender
gonna have
forest
plenty of them.
right behind you. The purple trees.
Okay. Well, I came over here and I'm trying to find my. I think I left my big chest back at the house. Oh my goodness!
Is that where your your waystone is?
Yes.
So
Nope. Haha. Got it. Neater.
Neener. Guardian Farm.
Is this this is the unnamed one?
It's now named. That is Bazinga New.
That sounds good.
What is the Guardian Farm called?
Ocean Monument.
Ocean Monument. Oh, the sun's going down.
There. You should be able to pop that and get that back to the Welcome Center.
Okay, so where do I stand at this one? Wow, that's a lot of guardians in there. Holy cow.
Don't have to stand anywhere. If you
Where
don't
do I
flip
get
the
the
switch,
steps?
go downstairs.
Oh, nice. And it's the prismarine crystals that you put in the crusher, right?
That would be correct.
Oh, that means you got an
Alrighty.
endless supply of sea lanterns as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I might have to come over there and take a couple of sea lanterns. I'm gonna use sea lanterns as my lighting source, I think, for the colony.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I've done that a lot. I like it.
You know, the worst thing about this lavender forest is the wood is not oak or anything. It's like, what is this called? I can't even pronounce it. Jacarda log.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
the Jacardia. Yeah.
It makes good charcoal.
Yep.
Yep.
It smells nice.
Right. You wanted something to tear up the forest with.
Yeah, I need to smooth it out. But actually, down here, I'm on the ground now looking at it. It's not terrible. It's just not level. I have to do a little bit of terraforming. It's just I got to cut down a lot of trees. So.
Well, that's the nice thing about the rod of terraforming, though, because you should be able to put yourself lower, and it will eat the dirt down to a flattened point for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not terribly bad. It looked worse, more rough above than it did, you know. So it's not going to be too terrible. And I got a big cavern right here. I think I need to raise the land up a little bit in some areas, and that's about it.
No, don't want to nuke. Yeah, there's the infinity saw. What is that? Ooh, that's... Oh. Well. No, I can't whip one of those up real quick.
What's that? An infinity saw?
Yeah.
Or...
Yep. I went to go look, and it's like, oh, wait, it wants 2 buckets of pink slime. And while I'm making pink slime, I am not making a huge quantity of pink slime.
Oh, I heard.
I am up to...
I'm just gonna cut all the trees down and then I'll replant what I need. So
Yeah.
I just need to level the ground a little bit more, and I think it'd be perfect.
Yep.
Because this is a really good size area, and then it goes into a birch forest on the side here. Not that I build anything birch, but it's got a lot of land, here.
I was watching a YouTuber, and he hates diorite with a passion, and he basically
cow.
calls diorite bird poop. And once
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Once that thought hits you and you look at it again, you're like, okay, you can't ever unsee it after that. It's
Yeah,
The Guardians
it
are
has
getting
its uses.
stuck.
okay. You asked for some tools. Let's see.
And
know
there's
what
your saplings for your wife there. I
There we
cannot
go.
pronounce your name. How do you pronounce your name?
Nori.
Just shale.
Shale. Okay,
Or-
that's easy.
You want shale? Yeah.
I'm over here being assaulted by a sheep.
Okay, so one rod of terra firma, and one greater band of aura, and one greater band of mana. There you go.
Thank you very much.
You guys need to actually go into the hole, not just like jump across the hole into another tunnel. In the hole, go down and die.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm at the
Yes,
Guardian
go and
farm,
die.
and they are
I don't want
misbehaving.
to
They are
die.
not. They're not going into the hole to go to their death. They are jumping across the hole into another one of their tunnels. So they're just.
It makes
Not
life
done.
so much easier when you want to flatten an area. Just yeah, this
Oh,
is
yes.
good height. Dink.
Yeah, the only problem is that if there's any caverns in it.
Yeah, well, you don't necessarily want things to spawn mobs underneath your town.
Yep, and the dirt is just there. You can dig the dirt back out.
Yep. Okay, so you are at the Ocean Monument. Let's go pick on Shale a little.
Focus wants to play Phasmophobia. Since it's Halloween.
Ah. Oh. I don't have that game. Holy cow. Really?
What? What did Zoda do?
Not Zoda.
He's
Hey,
at
why
the-
am I being assumed?
I had this nice, pretty 2x2 stairway all the way down, and half the stair down is now taken up with boxes.
It's me. I'm the one getting fussed at. Because I have lined up my boxes for pilfering all the stuff out of the Guardian. But the Guardian firm is misbehaving. So
It's not misbehaving.
it's that if you come up here and you watch these guys, they're like jumping from one side to the other side. They're not going down the hole.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
there
are.
went one. There went another one.
They just this produces so many guardians at one time that they get bunched up there, and until that bunch moves out.
Oh,
They
you
ju-
need
they
to
just-
come up here and look because I don't think it makes that many Guardians.
If you're standing right here on top of it, no, it's not going to. There's an AFK spot that you have to stand back over here.
Well, I asked you where I was supposed to stand.
This is true.
You said go down the stairs.
Yeah, you asked me
Thought
where
you
the
said
stuff
go
was
upstairs.
at.
So I have to stand back here to get up to spot.
Yes.
Okay.
But the Guardian Farm is going to be limited anyways by the number of bodies we have on the server, because you're only allowed so many mob spawns around you at any given point in time. But
Okay.
you get like for every one of those crystals, you get two two nether quartz out of it.
Okay. Well, I'm just.
So, you've got several stacks in here already.
Well, yes, but I was going to share because unlike soda, I don't look at it as taking from each other's resources. Look at it as helping each other achieve a goal. So, I was going to share.
I guess that is a little bit rude of me when you put it that way.
Just like, oh,
I have a goal.
No
I'm trying to finish a couple of things. I've got a party to go to tonight. Oh my gosh, so much to do.
I guess I just didn't look at it the same way as you. It's just fine.
It's all good. It's a good laugh. We all needed a good laugh this morning. It's still morning coffee.
Even though for y'all it's almost afternoon. It's not there yet. It's still morning here, so I'm gonna drink my coffee.
It's 11:30. It's gonna be morning until like 4 o'clock, so we're good.
Pretty much.
All right. No, I'm just gonna leave that stuff there because I told I think I would help him chop down trees.
I'm also grabbing netherite while I'm down here.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think I have 2 pieces that I have left of the 6 that I found. I used to have like 15. I must have used some of them. I bet I gave them to. Kelia. I know I gave Kelia some scraps.
All right. Well, I think we're going to.
Bazinga new. Okay. Here I am. So you want all these trees chopped down?
Yes, please.
In this area where there's a bunch of new dirt, so I'm guessing you've been with the wand.
Yeah.
And so with that, we have had some entertaining laughs this morning. We've had our morning coffee. We've had time to sit back and chill. We've got a few things accomplished. We've had lots of fun today. We'd like to thank everybody who came out and enjoyed the stream. We're going to end the stream here for right now. But look for us next time. We enjoy having you come by for a visit. My name's Nori, and this has been our mess. Take care. Have a good day. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. Bye now.